Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to this podcast today. And today I want to talk about truth and why it's important to be honest not only with others but with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, then you won't ever know your story. And the importance of knowing your story is very hard, as many of you that have been listening these last couple weeks know. Trying to face the truth and the past has been one of the greatest challenges throughout this de-stressing process, and I want to thank y'all for being along with me on this journey. However, lately the past has been coming up more and more often, and there have been certain events where the truth has been unknown to people, and for very good reasons. But lately it's come to my light that I have to be truthful and just tell everybody what happened, no matter how hard it is. So I went and told two of the people I care about the most. The first two people I told about the events, and it was able to put a value, if you will, on how much they actually mean, and whether or not they realized it before, they know it now. And going through those events was hard, especially as a young person in high school, having thoughts like that. Not good. But the point of truth is knowing that no matter who you were, doesn't mean that defines who you become. So you could be the school bully, you could be the school nerd, or you could be the all-star quarterback on the football team, but that doesn't mean that's who you're going to become. You're not going to be a bully for the rest of your life, and just because you play high school football doesn't necessarily mean you're going into the NFL, and just because you were a little nerdy and smart in high school doesn't mean that you're going to be that smart in college either, because let me tell you, college classes are a lot harder than high school classes. Learn that the fun way. But my point being is there's always events that you'll never know the full truth to. There was stuff that happened when I was super little, way too young to have any memory of, that I was technically there for, but just because it's a couple months old doesn't mean I know the full truth. And I might not always be able to get the full truth. Maybe sometimes there are certain cases where it's important not to know, but the desire to want to know still bugs you. So to be able to overcome not knowing and to have acceptance, I would say, is key. And it's hard to find that acceptance, really, trying to face the demons of the past, if you will, especially when you're like me, where you know you have a story, but it's like you're not in the story. Like, you're watching someone else's story play out throughout your head, and you see all these events going on, and you know you were there for them, but you're trying to figure out your place in the story. And I don't always know my place in the story. As a matter of fact, I'm facing the past so I can figure out what my place was in the story, so I could figure out where it's going to take me now. So I can plan for the future, but not worry about the future. I find it best like this. You can't keep looking ahead, because if you're looking ahead, you're not in the present. And you can't have one eye looking into the future like, okay, next month I got 3 exams I got to do. Let's start studying. While the other eye's trying to be in the present like, I don't have any exams next month, so, still take notes and stuff, but I also need to find time to have fun in life and enjoy what's going on. Like, I don't know, it's 75 degrees today. Maybe I should go walk the beach or something. And maybe go to a baseball game or whatever. You got to be able to enjoy life. And that's always the hardest part, I think, is trying to not worry too much and still enjoy what's going on now. Enjoying life. So, like, those of you that read my blog that I did about life mottos know that my life motto is you got to have fun. Enjoy every moment in life. But you also know that having fun isn't always easy, because if you got a million things going on in your head, you're not going to be able to honestly go to the beach, lay down on a blanket, and just say, oh, this is so relaxing. Because when you lay down on that blanket, just because you're on the beach, you're still going to have a million things playing in your head, and you're going to be like, oh, I can't stay here that long. I got school I got to go do, or I got to go to work soon, or I should probably go eat something, but I'm still working on school. Like, you're not going to be able to enjoy relaxing. You're not going to be able to sit down, stare at the waves. You're not going to be able to watch that TV show that you've been waiting to watch for like 8 weeks now. But you're going to have to get out of your own head, which is something that I am still working on, because I can't fully get out of my own head, because I still think too far ahead. I can't always enjoy the moment, and it takes a lot to do. And especially when you have that feeling of, it's just me. I don't have the friends to help me through this, or I do have the friends, but I can't be fully honest with them, because I don't want them to not be my friends because I tell them I'm in my head too much. Like, I might as well just stay in my head. But you don't want to stay in your head. It's important to be open and honest and tell others how you're feeling, and just not too open, though. That's the border thing. Like, you'll know when you're saying too much. Like, when I had to go tell my story, I made sure to tell what needed to be heard, make sure they know that it's not going to happen, that I got over it, that I overcome the obstacles, and that anything is possible. That just because you're down in the moment, because it feels like there's nothing going on, and you just feel like you can't make it anymore, if you just... It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I'll say that again. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. All problems work themselves out. Whether we want to believe that or not, it is true. All problems work themselves out. One way or another, this will be resolved. There is no reason to end your life over small problems. It's important to have the will, have the courage to believe it's possible to overcome such obstacles. And I don't want to get all religious here, because I'm not super religious people, but prayer goes a long way. If you would just pray about something and you're willing to let go of your problems, to believe that God can help you work them out, that even if you're atheist and you just can let go of a problem, somehow it's going to work its way out. Like, if you got 20 exams you got to study for, you got to write some 700-word essay, and the words just aren't coming in your head, take a break. Let go for a second. Eventually, the words will come to you, and you'll figure out what you got to talk about. Whether you got to include a bunch of filler words, if you will. Or you got to expand on your topic, maybe be more specific, more detailed. Eventually, you'll figure out what you got to do. Use flashcards to study. That usually works most of the time. Study Blue is a great app. I recommend using that one so you get the digital flashcards. But the point is, problems will work themselves out, and it's not worth you leaving the world just because it feels like you don't have a world, feels like you don't have support anymore. I know those feelings. It's tough. It gets to you, but it's important to believe that you can overcome anything, and I can't express that enough. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. This is going to be the first podcast episode going on the YouTube because of its importance, because I want to get the message out there that anybody can do anything if you just believe and you're willing to let go and face your past. And I'm going to continue to face my past. I haven't fully gotten over it yet. I'm still dealing with some things from the past, and I'll talk about it on future episodes. And I might do another episode of the Soliday Scoop, but for now we're going to be doing these podcasts, so stay tuned for more episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.